You know, when life gives you lemons, they say make lemonade. But what if life doesn't just give you lemons? It pelts you with them like it's in the mood for dodgeball. That's exactly the kind of life Shingai is living. No, not just one lemon, but the whole citrus family. Limes, grapefruits, sour oranges, the works. And just when you think it can't get any worse, bam! Someone tosses in a pineapple, spiky and sharp. Let me tell you the story of Shingai, a woman who's on a journey, but not the eat, pray, love kind. No, this is the kind of journey where dignity keeps getting left behind at every checkpoint and survival becomes the only fuel left in the tank. So, Shingai has just lost her husband Tendai. That's tough already. But death, as it turns out, is just the beginning of her troubles. She tries to collect his pension, and does. But instead of splitting it with his family, she decides to go full solo mode and spends it all within 2 years. We don't know on what exactly, but knowing life in Zimbabwe's urban economy, she probably made it stretch as best she could. Then her market stall gets taken from her after she falls ill. That's like life saying, "Hey, I see you down there, mind if I kick you again?" And now the rent's due. She has nothing left, not even a prayer. Well, actually, she has one thing left. Tendai's ring, a symbol of love, sure. A chunk of rent money? Hopefully. She decides to pawn it. But the price they offer? Not even enough for bus fare. You know those moments when you look at an item and you're like, this must be worth a small fortune? And then the pawn shop guy is like, $3, yeah, that. No, you dumb! So now even the ring won't save her. Enter Mai Tafa, the landlady, a woman who doesn't play, and definitely doesn't entertain defaulters twice. No rent, no roof, no excuses. Shingai has to pack up her life, utensils, suitcase, broken dreams, and go live with her friend Nellie. And this is where the story takes a darker, even more complicated turn. Why not go to her in-laws, you ask? Well, her relationship with them is, let's just say it's like oil and water, or more like fire and kerosene. Especially with Amai, Tendai's mother, who is less of a loving grandmother and more of a brick wall with a voice. Still, desperate and cornered, Shingai summons whatever courage she has left and decides to approach her in-laws for help. Here's the thing. When she fell ill earlier, her father-in-law had stepped in, even paid the rent. But when Amai found out, she shut that down faster than a power cut in the rainy season. Now, the old man is out of the picture and it's just Amai. And she's not in the mood for forgiveness, or help, or mercy. Honestly, if you told Amai her daughter-in-law was being chased by wild dogs, she'd probably hand her a map to the nearest forest. And so, no surprise, she turns Shingai away. But Shingai makes one last request. Could Amai take the children just for now, so they don't suffer while she tries to get her life together? This part is heartbreaking because it's not just about pride anymore. It's about protecting her kids. And Amai, for all her coldness, agrees. Perhaps because even stone has some warmth buried deep inside. So now, Shingai is alone, homeless, childless, jobless, but not lifeless. Because there's one thing left, survival. And that instinct refuses to die. After many nights of debating with Nellie, her only real friend, Shingai considers something she never thought she would, selling her body. Now, Nellie isn't new to this game. She becomes coach, trainer, fashion consultant, and street-smart mentor all in one. She lends Shingai some tiny clothes, the type that look like the tailor ran out of fabric halfway. Then she gives her the rules. If you see a police car, do what they say. Sway your hips like you're trying to hypnotize them. Customers? Look for a parked taxi with flashing lights. And here, take condoms. Oh, and just in case, take this knife too. Threaten any guy who refuses to pay. Yep. Welcome to the streets. There's no manual, just Nellie's rough and ready guide to making it through the night. And off she goes. A taxi parks, lights flashing. Shingai walks over. She's nervous. Her heart is probably pounding like church drums on Sunday. But it's not a customer. It's the police. Actually, a policewoman, Officer Santana. And she's got that predator smile, the kind that says, "You're about to regret everything." She searches Shingai's bag, finds the knife, finds the condoms, then pulls her into the shadows. And then comes the quote, the chilling moment that freezes this story in your throat.
"You have condoms, don't you?" If you give me a quick one, I haven't seen you and I haven't seen the knife. Hey, I can even take you home. Or I can book you in for soliciting, carrying dangerous weapons and threatening an officer. What shall it be?
And right there, that is the moment. That quote hits you. It's cold, it's manipulative, it's the world at its ugliest. And for Shingai, the choice isn't even a choice. There is no choice.
It isn't fair.
The title of this haunting, heartbreaking tale is The Journey by Valerie Tagwira. But don't let that title fool you. This isn't a scenic route through beautiful landscapes. This is a long, jagged road paved with hard realities. A journey that shows how quickly things can fall apart and how far someone might have to go just to stay afloat. This story gripped me in ways I wasn't prepared for. It's raw. It's direct. It doesn't sugarcoat anything. There's no hero, no redemption arc, no bright light at the end of the tunnel. Instead, the journey gives us Shingai, a mother who has made mistakes, yes, but who's also a victim of a system that doesn't care. It shows us how quickly poverty strips away dignity, how societal judgment comes easy when you're on the outside, how survival is often mistaken for moral failure. And most importantly, it shows that the space between right and wrong is not a clear line. It's a blur, and sometimes a smudge rubbed out entirely. What struck me the most is how this story reminds us not to be so quick to judge people. Because sometimes they're not choosing between good and bad. They're choosing between bad and worse. Shingai's journey is familiar in many African cities. You see her in the market stalls, in queues at public offices, sitting on verandas with that look. Not of laziness, not of shame, but of weariness. The story holds up a mirror, and it doesn't blink. Even the side characters, Mai Tafa, Amai, Nellie, Officer Santana, they all play roles that add to the realism. There's no caricature, just people shaped by their environment, some hardened by life, some opportunistic, some broken. And then there's that ending. It doesn't go for drama. No screams, no tears, just decision. One that will haunt Shingai and perhaps the reader for a long time. Valerie Tagwira is not just a writer. She's also a medical doctor. A Zimbabwean currently working in London, she's best known for her award-winning debut novel, The Uncertainty of Hope, which came out in 2007 through Weaver Press, and later Jacana Media in South Africa. That novel went on to win the National Arts Merit Award for Best Fiction in Zimbabwe in 2008. As for her short stories, she's only written 2, and The Journey is one of them. But let me tell you, with just this one story, she proves she can pierce the soul. She's one of those writers who writes not just with words, but with truth. The Journey is not a comfortable story, but it's an important one. It forces us to ask hard questions. It reminds us that survival is messy, and sometimes the people we dismiss have walked through fires we couldn't even imagine. Shingai's journey is one of despair, yes, but it's also one of resilience, and that deserves to be told. So the next time you think someone should just try harder or make better choices, think of Shingai. And remember, between yes and never, there's barely a breath of space. Thanks for watching. And if you've ever read something that shook you like this, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what books or stories changed your view of the world. Until next time, stay kind and stay curious. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you're interested in diving deeper into this book, I've left some links down in the description. You can use it to grab yourself a copy and keep the adventure going. And if you're in the mood for more great reads, don't go just yet. Click on one of the videos popping up right now that I think you'll love. And don't forget to give this review a like, leave a comment, or even subscribe if you'd like to see more. Every bit of support helps us grow this little community of book lovers. See you in the next one.